morning TikTok, good morning YouTube. It is Wednesday morning and I'm here for morning yoga. Today is day, I think it's day 6 of the challenge, the yoga challenge. This is going to be a 15-minute morning yoga and Pilates lower body flow for this Yoga Pilates challenge. The yogi that we're following is Cassandra. Yoga with Cassandra is her YouTube channel. Before I get started, I'm going to do a warm-up. It'll be a handstand, a back bend, and a headstand, and then I'll get into the practice. But before I do, I just wanted to share with you guys something that happened yesterday. I'm in a pickleball league, and I was at the pickleball courts last night, and there was a gentleman that collapsed. I don't know if he had a heart attack or he had a stroke or something, but he just fell down like dead weight, and I actually think that he may have died on that court, and everyone that was there came to his aid. You know, there were people when he stopped breathing who started performing CPR before paramedics could get there. The paramedics, worked on him for like what seemed like forever, shocking his heart and, doing CPR and everything. When it's all said and done, he was revived, he was finally talking and responsive. Went to the hospital, was talking, they were trying to figure out what's wrong, so he seems like he's okay. But I tell you that was a miracle in action, because I was right there. He stopped breathing. You could tell that he was losing the color. He was turning purple. It was just amazing to see. It was definitely eventful. It was a bit scary, but it was really heartwarming to see how everyone united around him and came together, that everyone was praying for him and doing what they could to be helpful, and that he saw that through. At a time in this country, the great United States of America, where there's so much political division, it was just nice to see that when it's all said and done, people relate to other people and treat people the way that it is that they would want to be treated in a time of crisis. Nobody said, hey, is he black, is he white, is he Hispanic, is he, a citizen, is he, a foreigner, is he a Republican, is he a Democrat? It was like, no, he's down, what can we do? We've got to help him, that type of thing. And it's just amazing to see God's love flow through people, especially in times of crisis. It was just good to see people come together. It was good to see people come together praying for him. It was good that he survived, and we were all able to see that miracle, God's power at work. I say this a lot, that we should live every single day with intention, that we should, when we wake up in the morning and we open our eyes and we're able to see and hear and speak and feel and do, we should say thank you in that moment. We should say thank you for every single blessing that comes our way. Life is not something that you should take for granted. Just being able to stand here on this mat is not something that I should take for granted. Life can be taken from you, your abilities can be taken from you, just in a flash. So I know that I am going to continue to be grateful. I am going to continue to try to live my life and be the best version of me that I can be each and every day. And I'm definitely going to take care of this temple that God gave me. So that's my story. I would encourage encourage you guys to think about that. You know, if you're here and you're watching this, it's a miracle that you're here, and I'm thankful to God for it, for you, and for me. And I hope we'll see another day together tomorrow. But let's go on ahead and get into this yoga right now. Again, it's going to be a 15-minute morning yoga and Pilates workout, really focused on the lower body. It's a lower body flow. But I'm going to do my warm up and then get started in just a moment. Okay. Oh, just realized I didn't turn my volume on my speaker so that when we're ready to go, we can hear the yogi. All right.
Good morning, it's day 6. Let's do our Pilates morning practice. This one is very much themed around lower body, so lower body strength and stretch. Big focus on our legs. with some bridge pose variations. So you can first just start by letting your knees fall in towards one another, widening the feet. And maybe just resting your hands on your lower belly, giving yourself a few moments here to settle. Breathing in and out through your nose, and really feeling that breath go all the way to that lower belly, so that you feel it underneath your hands when you inhale, and you feel your abdomen relax on the exhale. Almost at the end of our first week together. You can release the arms just so they're by your sides. Bring your feet hip-width distance apart and have your heels pretty close in towards your seat. So when I reach back, I touch the back of my heels with my fingertips. And what we don't want is to widen our feet to the edges of the hips. Instead, think of aligning them with your sit bones. So sit bones, knees, ankles, all in one line together. And we're gonna rock the pelvis, so tilt through your pelvis, push into your heels, take an inhale to lift all the way up into this bridge pose. And once we find the height of our bridge, we're actually gonna roll, something I usually tell you not to do, roll to the outer edges of the feet, open the knees so you have a little butterfly pose here in this bridge. And once you have these butterfly legs, squeeze through the seat, see if you can lift up a little bit higher. And now go ahead and squeeze your inner thighs so you're coming back to that regular bridge pose. And exhale, lower all the way back down, inch by inch, rolling down the spine. And we'll do that a few more times. So we inhale, lift all the way up, and go ahead and open the knees, find that butterfly so my big toes are no longer on the mat. Squeeze and lift up a little higher. Come back to that regular bridge, keep the hips at the same height, and then slowly roll down with control. And lifting yourself back up. So really warming up through the seat, through the back of the legs, engaging the hamstrings. Squeeze a little higher in butterfly. Hug back in, legs in parallel, and lower down. We'll just do one more like this, rocking up, engaging the abs, open the knees, and press up a little bit higher. Squeeze the knees back into parallel, and lower all the way back down. Let's drop both knees in towards the chest, maybe rock a little bit side to side. It might feel good if you'd like to come into your full happy baby pose, grabbing hold of the big toes. Using your elbows to press those knees open a little bit wider. At the same time, trying to pull the thighs down towards the mat. Tailbone is still pressing into the floor, so we're not lifting our seat off of the ground. Head and shoulders are relaxed, no tension in your neck. And let's release. We're coming to a side kick series. So you can roll over onto your left side body and align yourself with the back of your mat. So I'm going to prop myself up. Just head in my hand. So my elbow, my shoulder, and my hip are all aligned to the back of the mat. And then I'm going to bring my legs forward a little bit so they're reaching towards that bottom corner of the mat. Hips stacked. Right fingertips in front of me just for support. We're just going to point through the right toes and you're just going to lift up and then flex and lower down. So just going up and down a few times. Imagine you're moving in honey, that there's resistance here. So we're not just swinging the leg up and down, but we're really controlling that motion as we point up and flex down. Almost like you're squeezing something between your thighs and as if someone was pushing against your leg when you lift it up. Point up, and the next time you're here, you're going to trace some little circles. So no bigger than a dinner plate, and I'm roughly at hip height. And you can reverse the direction of those circles. Try not to move anything else in your body. And let's release. Lift that leg up to hip height. Flex the foot. We're going to kick it forward twice. Kick, kick, and then point and sweep it back. It's probably not going to go back too far. So kick, point and reach without tilting the hips or tilting the shoulders. That's really the hardest part of this movement. So a bit of a balancing act. Kick, point and sweep. One more just like this. Let's bring that right knee in front of us. Point the left toes, and we're just going to go up and down with our inside leg. So inside leg lifts up and lowers. And you do need to engage the obliques a little bit for this here. And the next time you have that leg out, find little circles. They might not be as big as the circles you were doing with that top leg. It's a bit more awkward, I find, but we'll really work the inner thighs and reverse the direction of those circles. And the more you think about it, the harder I find it is to coordinate. And let's release. Stack the legs. For you, you can just roll over onto your belly and go to the other side. I'm going to stay facing you, so I'm just going to flip on over. So this time you're aligning with the right side of your body with the back of the mat, propping yourself up, elbow, shoulder, hip, with the back of the mat, and the feet, the legs just staggered a little bit in front of your hips. Left hand is forward. We're going to point the left toes. You're going to squeeze up and flex to lower down. So just going up and down. And I'm not going like as high up as I can. I'm just going a little bit higher than my hip. And really think of almost like you're stretching out. So that rather than focusing on height, we're focusing on the length we're creating from that top leg. And we're really focusing on drawing that lower belly in and up. Take 3 more here. And the next time you have those toes up, you can start to circle without wavering too much. Use your left hand pushing into the floor to help with balance, and reverse, circle the other way. For 3, 2, 1, lift the leg, flex the foot, kick it forward twice, kick, point, and sweep it back. It's really not going too far back, maybe just about like 6 inches, but I'm really stretching through the front of my thigh, finding length through that hip flexor, and then using leg strength and core strength to kick my leg forward and then sweep back. 2 more. Last one. And go ahead and drop your left knee for some support. Point your right toes, and we're going to lift the inside leg up and down. You might notice that one side feels a little bit easier than the other. Last one, hold it up, find little circles. Try not to bend that right knee and reverse. So get even longer. For 3, 2, 1, and release. Rolling over onto your belly, we're going to press ourselves up into our downward facing dog. Palms are shoulder width distance apart, feet are hip width distance apart. Lifting up and back. First downward dog. I'm going to bend my right knee a lot and push out into that left heel. So focusing on the left hamstrings, getting into the calf, into the ankle. Lift your hips up even higher. And then go ahead and switch. So bend your left knee, push down into that right heel, straighten through that right leg. One more time on each side. Bend the right knee, straighten the left leg. And switch. And find your neutral downward facing dog. Let's reach our right leg up towards the sky. Bend your right knee, open up your hip. Big thigh stretch here in this 3-legged dog. And we'll step our right foot forward between the hands to the top of the mat. We lower the back knee down to the floor. So this is option one. You can just stay in this low lunge with your fingertips framing that front foot, then knee over the ankle. You can sit here or you can add a quad stretch to go deeper into the pose, circling the right arm all the way back, bending into that left knee to grab a hold of the foot. I'm pulling my heel in towards my seat rather than lifting myself up to meet that heel. So there is a spinal twist here. I'm rolling that right shoulder back and letting gravity melt my hips down a little bit more. Carefully release the hold of your back foot if that's what you were doing. We go right away to our downward facing dog. So the right foot steps back to the left and walk your hands to the back of the mat. Widen your feet towards the edges of the mat. Find a little bear pose. So this is almost like chair, but we're going to bend our knees and we're trying to keep our spine parallel to the floor. Arms reach out. Draw the lower belly in. Reach the crown of your head forward. Deep bend through those knees. And let's walk it back out and downward facing dog. You can realign your feet, hip width distance apart. And we'll go to the other side. Left leg rises. Bend your left knee, open up your hip. Squeeze to lift that knee up as high as it'll go. And we'll step the foot forward. Into our low lunge. Back knee comes down to the mat. And maybe just hold here, working on melting the hips down towards the floor. Or you can flatten your right palm. Circle that left arm to grab a hold of the foot, pulling it in. So I'm still pushing into my big left toe. I'm not letting myself open that front thigh. I want my hips to still be facing forward. Instead, I'm really just twisting through the upper body. And one more breath in here. And carefully release the downward facing dog. Walk your hands to the back of the mat and widen your feet. We're coming back into that bear pose. So bending the knees, chest is parallel to the ground as much as possible anyway, so it's not like chair where we have our hips down and our chest up. Here we're trying to find a flat back. Really strengthening and working through those quads. Big breath in here. And then release as you fold, ragdoll pose, maybe sway a little bit side to side. Let it go. And bring your fingertips down to the mat, heels in, toes out. Find your yogi squat, malasana. You can use your elbows to press your knees open a little bit wider, drawing your hands at the front of the heart. Letting those hips sink down. At the same time, focusing on the length you can find from the crown of your head all the way down to your tailbone. And now, staying in the squat, can you keep your knees open the same way they are right now, or reach your arms forward? So you really need to squeeze your glutes so that the knees and thighs don't collapse down. So really strengthening through that outer hip. Take one more breath in here. And let's release. Come to take a seat. We'll take a little twist. So you can cross your right foot over the top of your left thigh. Use your left arm to hug that thigh in towards your chest to lift up tall. And then rotate over. Rolling that right shoulder down and away from your ears. Sitting up taller so there's no slouching. And let's release. Twist to the other way. So wrap your legs the other way around. Left foot swing over your right thigh. Use your right arm to hold that left thigh in towards your belly. And rotate over to the left. Squeezing it in. affirmation for the day. One of my favorite ones. This is, I radiate joy from my entire being. So closing your eyes. I radiate joy from my entire being. Can we use this affirmation to set our intention for the day ahead? I radiate joy from my entire being. Let's bring our hands together at the front of the heart and chant all together. Inhale to chant, breathe in. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing this practice with me. I hope you feel ready to greet the day ahead. Let me know if you've also been doing the evening yoga challenge along with this one. Of course, I'll post the link to that to our Facebook group if you wanted to join it.
All right, another challenge day done. Thank you guys for being here. I am gonna go run to the gym. It'll be a pickleball morning for me. Get some walking in on the treadmill as well. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Bye.